successful people know that we don't get paid for time. We get paid for the value we create. And it's hard to remember that, especially if you're getting paid hourly. If you're punching into your office job at 8 and punching out of your office job at 5 with an hour for lunch, it feels like you're getting paid for those 8 hours that you worked. And if you work overtime, then they pay you more. And it feels like you're getting paid for the time. If you work in a factory, even worse. Feels like you punched in at 7 and they paid you until 3:30 with a half an hour lunch, and that's what you were getting paid for. Well, yes and no. Because what you were really getting paid for was the value you created during that time. So if you came in and just played on your phone, they eventually wouldn't pay you anymore. They would fire you. So it's not about being there for the time. It's about producing results during that time. Now, if you're salaried, it's a little less direct, the connection about time, because there tends to be more flexibility, that you can come in a little bit later, or you can leave for your kid's concert, or you can have a doctor appointment in the middle of the day, and that's okay, because the idea is that over the course of the week, you're going to create the value that you're getting paid for. Well, don't kid yourself, though, that you can create that value without putting in the time. You've got to be there to put in the time to create the value that you're actually getting paid for. So you need to do that over that period of time, that 8-hour day or that 40-hour week. And let's be clear, in the United States, if you're salaried, 40 hours is not the minimum expectation. It's 45. In some places, it's 50 or more. And the idea behind that is that it's going to take you those 45 or 50 hours to create the value that you're getting paid for over the course of that week. And if you only work 40, well, then there's no way you can create enough value to justify what you're getting paid. And you can say, well, then they should just pay me a little bit less and I'll just work 40. Well, that's not how it goes. Either create enough value to justify your salary, or you can't work here. There's not like a lower salary position. This is the position. It creates this much value. It takes 45 or 50 hours to do that. So that's what you're signing up for. I mean, in the end, if you don't like any of this stuff, you can start your own business. You can work freelance. You can do side things. You don't have to sign up for W-2 positions. But if you do, this is how it works. And as far as when you work, talking about salary people, you kind of got to fit at least some of your time into that 8 to 5 window. Because unless you're totally independent of everyone else, unless you can work totally by yourself, if you have to collaborate with other people, then you got to be there when they're there. Either your customers are working and you talk to them on the phone or video conference or whatever during the work day, or your colleagues are there during the work day and you're working with them. So you can't say, well, yeah, I don't get in till 10 in the morning and I usually leave around 2, but then I work from 7 to 10 o'clock at night. Well, if you need to collaborate with people, who are you collaborating with from 7 to 10 at night? Now, maybe you've got some West Coast clients or something, a different time zone thing. Okay, maybe. But if not, you're just kidding yourself. And you're not putting in the time that it's required to deliver the value. And so, yeah, even though you're getting paid for the value, that value is expected to be created in kind of an 8 to 5-ish window. Maybe it's 9 to 6. Maybe some days it's a little bit different. But for the most part, it's that time because that's when everyone else is there and you need to work with other people. So don't get caught in the trap of thinking that you're getting paid for time and you just need to show up for that time and whatever happens, happens because, hey, I'm just getting paid for the time. It's not really how it works. You got to put in the time to create the value, and it's the value that you're getting paid for, whether you're hourly or salary, and frankly, whether you're freelance or anything else, we're only getting paid for results. We're only getting paid for value, and it takes time to create it. So show up and create it and get what you're worth.